What's up, everyone? Welcome to MKE Drones. My name is John Elliott. Today I want to talk about a Facebook post I saw a couple weeks ago. The poster came on and said that he had made a decision. He was going to buy a drone. He's going to quit his job and start a drone business. So today we're going to talk about why that's probably not the best idea, especially from an entry-level drone service provider's perspective. Let me start out by saying that I am not here to tell anyone that they shouldn't follow their dream. Maybe your living expenses are super low, you're just out of college, you're single, and then maybe you can, because of all those circumstances, you can just not have a job and do drones full time. But there are a lot of misconceptions out there when it comes to starting a drone business. Drones have gone crazy over the last 4 to 5 years, especially as it's come into the public's eye more with businesses incorporating it or even just doing promos that have to do with drones. And then the media also covering a lot more drone related topics, some of the different things with some of the airports and drones that are covered by media, all kinds of coverage for drones. The drone industry in general has been built up to be this massive $200 billion giant that's going to be coming in the next 4 to 5 years. And then it's going to save agriculture. All your packages from Amazon are going to be coming by drone. And then it seemed like for a while there, every single TV show and movie had a drone shot in it, whether it even added the story or not. They were going to do it because they could. Because of all this media attention and because of the fact that it's now really easy to go out and buy a drone at your local store, tons and tons of people have jumped into the drone industry thinking that it's a great way to have fun flying drones and to make all kinds of money really quick, get rich quick kind of thing. And that's just simply not the case. Now, don't get me wrong, the industry is growing very quickly and there is plenty of money to be made, but it's not some multiple $100 billion a year industry, and it can also be very difficult to make money in this industry. So what are some of the hurdles and issues towards having a full-time drone business? This is totally a generalization, but it seems like there's a whole lot of people out there who go, they take the test, get Part 107 certified, and then they just think that all kinds of drone work is going to come rolling into them. People are going to be calling, their phone will be ringing off the hook, and that's just simply not the case. So while there are a ton of industries that are utilizing drones, a lot of the stuff that's out there requires either specialized knowledge or specialized, very expensive equipment. So you can't just jump into it having no knowledge of these areas. A great example of this is cell phone towers. People think that drones would be the perfect way to inspect cell phone towers, and they are, and that is done. However, major cell phone providers aren't calling to, for me, Milwaukee, aren't calling around to local drone service providers in Milwaukee to have them go out and inspect a few cell phone towers. That's just not how it works. They're gonna go looking for companies that are regional, that are very large and have specialized knowledge and have experience in these areas to be doing that type of thing, and companies that can also cover thousands and thousands of cell phone towers to be inspected versus just a few or in a local small area. So my point is, don't necessarily expect to get work in very technical industries or areas that you have no knowledge at all. Second, there are a lot of companies out there that are looking for drone services. However, you have to keep in mind that the market is already fairly crowded. There's companies out there who have just started doing drones a few months ago, and there's other companies who've been doing video production for decades and have years and years of experience with drones. This also means that pricing is all over the place. Newer companies are charging a lot less, while more experienced and skilled companies are demanding a lot more dollar for that skill and expertise. The unfortunate part about the pricing issue is that it can lead to a lot of confusion for companies that are looking for a drone service provider because they may not understand what the price difference is between one company and another and why that gap is so big or is even there. Another reason that the industry can be a little slow from a service provider's perspective is that there are a lot of companies that are just bringing drone services in-house and not hiring it out to anyone outside of their company. Probably the best example of this is construction companies, which have been fairly aggressive about having 1 or 2 guys from their office go, they get Part 107 certified, and then those guys just get instructed to go out a day a week or however often to go hit a bunch of construction sites and just gather some really basic aerial photos. This is a bit of a generalization, but usually those are the ways that companies don't do very good drone work. They're using people who that's not their expertise. They don't know much about video or photo production. It's just someone that maybe had the technical skill that they could just send them out and have them fly a drone and not have a fear of them crashing it. In some ways, it seems like this is just something that these construction companies do so that they have bragging rights when they go talk to their clients about doing drone services. But then there are other contractors, as I just mentioned the construction industry, but other companies in general that realize they don't have the bandwidth to be able to do drone services internally or to do it well if they care about having really nice high quality stuff. So these companies will call and they'll look for a drone service provider because what they want is they want someone who flies a lot, can go get very professional footage and photos, can take it, process it, edit it, and then all they have to deal with at the end is a deliverable and how they're going to put the deliverable up online. They basically just want an end product. They don't want to have to worry about all the other pieces of the puzzle. The last thing I want to talk about is regulations. To be brutally honest, regulations is really one of the biggest things that's holding the drone industry back from all that growth and being an even bigger deal than it already is. At this point, without obtaining a very complicated waiver from the FAA, you can't fly over people, you can't fly beyond line of sight, and you cannot fly at night. Now the ball is already in motion for those things to be changed. However, it's going to be years yet before we see those things being allowed legally for everyone who's flying under Part 107 without having to have waivers. So why not quit your day job, try to get over all those hurdles I mentioned, and just make this happen? First of all, if you are just getting into this, it's going to take you months and months of practice to feel comfortable flying a drone, even in easy circumstances, much less the circumstances of flying under the pressure of a customer and keeping them happy, or even a producer who happens to be watching, or a director watching over your shoulder, or on a second monitor while you're flying, or even just when problems occur and you have issues with the drone while it's in the air. Do you have enough flight experience to know how to overcome those problems, or when to just land, or how to land properly in those different circumstances? Also, the drone industry, for me at least, has been very up and down. It's a little bit difficult to make an extremely steady, like weekly income where money every week is the same amount kind of coming in like you would expect at a day job. If you're someone who lives in a cold state like I do, there can be weeks where no one is calling looking for drone work. Now, I was fortunate this winter. I did have a fairly busy winter, but it definitely slows down compared to the warmer parts of the year. Then you have to keep in mind that there are plenty of costs that are associated with running a drone business. It's not like every dollar you pull in is going to go straight into your pocket and right into the bank and you can run away with it and spend it and use that for your income. A lot of that money will have to go back either into reinvesting into equipment or into expenses and other things that are related to running a business. Now, kind of like I said at the beginning, if you thought all this through, maybe you already have equipment, maybe you met with an accountant and you figured out between the two of you how you could make it work, or you have someone who is going to be a business partner and help you with these things, then by all means, go for it. Jump into drones full time and make it happen. However, there seem to be two approaches that might be better for just the common person who's trying to jump into the drone business. The first one is to start a broader business like a photography and video business, and drones happens to be a part of that, or maybe even a major part of that. But then you have other things that you can use to supplement the drone income and just make that a piece of what you're doing, like diversifying basically. Then the second way is to do what I have done and not quit your day job, but start your drone business and basically have two jobs that you have to work. Now keep in mind, this totally can suck. It can really drain you. It can take up all your time. There's nights where you're editing for hours and hours on end. Then you got to wake up and go to your day job the next morning, but it can be super rewarding. And if you're smart about it, you can reach a point when you can quit your day job. I really hope this has helped if you're thinking about jumping into the drone business. Thank you for watching this. If you like this video, please hit like. And then if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and fly safe.